Oh, my camera's not working. I don't know. The camera's not working. These are very crunchy.
Would you like to be in charge? Do you need borrow them?
Is this our paper?
Okay, you're getting a handout, so you don't need to take a picture of this.
We're getting this?
You're getting this. So the first thing I'll talk about is the final. The final is available to you right now. It's online. It's 9 little tests.
9?
Yeah.
9 times 7.
It's 9 little tests.
I thought it was
Each little test has 7 prompts on it. 9 times 7 is 63. It's worth 63 points. That's your final.
So it's 9 prompts.
It's the exact same prompt from all 3 unit tests. I just
Are the prompts on your website?
copied and pasted. Yes. All of the prompts are on the my website. You have access to all of that information. You could start right now. Well, don't. But you have access to it, and it's due by Wednesday, end of this school day. That is not up to me, but all teachers were informed that grades are posted by Wednesday 3:10. So please be done by then. Hi.
So like we can do the final whenever?
Yeah. Whenever.
Use
You
notes?
got one shot. Sure.
Yeah.
You got one shot. You
I
won't.
get
You
checked?
won't need to use notes. I mean, maybe you
You get
will.
one shot.
I don't think so. Right? It's look at the prompt and tell me what's going on. Right?
Do we get a grade after each test?
Yeah. Yes.
Just like IKEA? We only get one chance.
Yes.
Can we take it like wherever?
Wherever, whenever. Yep. You can take it at home. I don't care. Okay. Any other questions on the final? Okay. Now let's talk about this. So let me hand out some stuff. This piece of paper is exactly what that is. Various due dates. Don't be intimidated. I think it's easier than you think.
Thank you.
It all
I saw her. I also saw her too. Oh, she's in the back. On that right side, at that back table.
Grace Hayes. 2-paragraph paper. Why? Those mini papers that we did for Genevieve and Sam.
Oh, geez, that just sprayed everywhere. I'm sorry, Matt. What?
This piece of paper is a listing of various due dates. The only one that counts at a large level is the last one. The other ones are you handed in, and I acknowledge, yep, you made a good faith attempt at doing so. So take that to mean whatever you want. And I know what some of you are doing. You're saying, I don't have to do anything until March 6th. I think that's a mistake. There's a reason there are little stepping stones. It makes your life easier to honor the stepping stones. Okay? But let's just kind of read through it. You are writing a paper on the justification that the U.S. used in fighting the Spanish-American War, and were they good arguments? Why did we get involved in the Spanish-American War, which was fought on 2 fronts, Cuba and the Philippines?
Are we gonna
Why?
learn about the Spanish-American War first?
Well, we'll be looking at the Spanish-American War class. Yeah. Okay, so look, January 23rd. Today is the 14th. So just put that in perspective. 9 days from now, you will have read an article. I'm handing out to everybody an article, and I will make it easy. I will subdivide so that you're not responsible for the entire article, but just a part of an article. You will read article from two new historians. I don't think we've met these two before. And you're finding the good arguments, arguing that either the U.S. did or did not get involved in the Spanish-American War for imperial and or economic reasons. Imperial means let's become a great empire. Hey, if the British could do it, why can't we? So that's what imperial means. So you will be given a packet, actually two, and I will divide the class in half, and then I will subdivide each half into a certain portion. You will only be responsible for that portion directly. Ultimately, you're responsible for both completely, but can we trust each other? What if I read everything and then answered all questions? All right, fine, go ahead.
Like all of our notes and like papers and stuff that you've passed out to us that that from the first semester that we're not going to need, we just get rid of it and get like empty out our folders.
Yeah. Okay, so by the 23rd, you will have read what I will soon be handing out to you and highlight it and find good arguments for and against imperial and economic arguments. We will then, in class that day, have at it. By 1 week later, you will have summarized one of the two in a 2-paragraph paper, which I will be explaining in more detail later. One of the two, and then 1 week later, you will have summarized the other, right? You're being given, will you stop it? I'm being distracted. Thank you. So on the 30th of January, by the end of this month, you will have written a quick little 2-paragraph summary. What does historian number 1 say about imperialism? What does historian number 1 say about economic arguments? That's the 2 paragraphs. 1 week later, you will have summarized the second historian 2 paragraphs. What does he have to say about imperialism? What does he have to say about economics? Okay, by that time, by February 6th, you will have confronted 2 historians who I bet disagree with each other about why the U.S. got involved in the Spanish-American War. Then on the 13th of February, I will have given you 7 primary documents, and you will look at those primary documents and sort of make up your own mind. And then what you will do is decide which historian is right and which historian is wrong, right? You understand? It's basically, you're going to find out what this guy thinks. Then you're going to find out what this guy thinks. Then you're going to make your own decision. And then you're going to decide which one was right and which one was wrong. So by the 13th of February, document analysis of primary documents. I will give you those later. 1 week later, you will write your own little 4-paragraph argument on why you think the U.S. got involved in the Spanish-American War. Well, the whole thing is imperialism, right? The Spanish-American War was during the imperialist age when the U.S. decided to be a player. And then ultimately, on the 7th of March, your final paper is due. That's a week before spring break. Yes, dear.
And in the middle of that, we have a essay.
I'm calling on him. Go ahead.
So this paper is all about like the build-uppers to the Spanish-American War. It's not really all about what actually happened.
That is correct.
How many weeks to spring break?
In the middle of that, we have an essay and an exam.
How many weeks to spring
Oh, yeah.
break?
I don't know.
But you're big boys and girls. Okay.
Looking up.
This is article number 1. It's from a fella named Lefebvre. Have we read anything from him?
The food?
Lefebvre?
No.
No, I don't think so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We're taking notes tonight.
While I'm handing these out, I will inform you that 7 questions were thrown out, making the exam out of 56 points. It is in Infinite Campus.
Thank you.
You can see your score.
I'm thanks an iPhone. I'm great. So.
And then Grace like kind of like looked up and was like, no.
It's not very
And then he's like, no, not take it. He like raised his whatever.
It's horrible.
And he just
I'm
kept going.
right
He's
now.
like, seriously, I'm very crazy.
I'm very stressed.
And then he's like, you're lucky, dude. He's like, got someone that much younger
I
than
think
you.
it's
What day is it?
And then
Daniel
I was just kind of
Caroline?
like,
Well, it's only writing a paragraph, so it shouldn't take me long. But I don't want to. That's my problem. That's my biggest problem. Yeah. And we have a little boy. Yeah, so
you just
the
like,
biggest problem is not that like it's hard or anything. It's just I don't want to do it. I can't start, you know?
8
Said
more
I
weeks
paid
till
the
spring
same
break,
amount.
guys. We're all good.
8?
Yep.
That sounds like a lot.
2 months.
You
Easy.
guys going anywhere?
Yeah, I'm going to
So,
Nice.
article number 1 is Lefebvre, with the marijuana plant on the front.
Kidding. Actually, spring break.
It's actually not, it's just a fern. Article number 2
Either Lutzen or like,
is Hofstadter.
That sounds familiar. Hey, there's no school in a week.
Just me and my parents.
There's no what?
School in a week.
Thank you.
Next Monday, there's no school.
Are you doing the ACT thing? Practice?
Probably not, since I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Did you have to register a while ago?
No, I think you could.
I think
Or you
you
just
still
go
register.
up?
still register.
I mean, I guess I could do it, but I won't mind a day
It's only
off.
9. It's only 9.
Oh, 9 to what? 11?
Died to like 3 or 4.
Long time.
Yeah, I've taken it long.
It's 9 to 3.
I'm not really worried.
Um,
You can take it probably a total of 3
I don't
times.
know.
So I took one in October with me. The one in 24.
All right, let's do a little figuring here.
And probably one in December.
So let's count how many pages Lefebvre is. Each piece of paper would be 2 pages. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Whoa.
10. 10. Remember the number 10. What number did I ask you to remember?
10.
Very good. All right, and then Hofstadter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
10 and 22.
So 10 and 22, 10 plus 22 is 32. Could I divide you, number you 1 through, say, what's a number 32? 32. 8.
7.
I'd number you 1 through 8, then you'd need to be responsible for 4 pages. That seems
Whoa.
reasonable? Okay. Please remember your number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cindy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
That's funny.
Okay. Oct is 8.
I'm done.
So let's figure this out. Ones, raise your hand. There should be like 4 of you. Okay, you have Lefebvre pages 89, 90, 91, 92. You with me? 2s, raise your hand. Should be 4 of you. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 93, 94, 95, and 96. Okie dokie. That was 2s. 3s, raise your hand. There you are. You have 97, 98. Nice deal there. And then on Hofstadter, 147 and 148. Okay, that's a bit of a challenge. You have to look at two different historians, but you can do it. That was
4s, 3s.
That was 3s. 4s, you have 149, 150, 151, and 152. I'm sorry, I forgot. Who are the 4s? Okay. 5s, where you be? There you are. You'd have 153, 154, 155, 156. That's 5s. Okay, 6s, where you be? All right. You'd have 157, 158, 159, and 160. Who was that again? That was 6s. Okay. There's 2 left. 7s, where you be? I only saw 2 hands. I still only see 2 hands. 3. That's not enough. Where's the... Raise your hand if you're a 7. Oh, there you are. Okay, so you got 161, 162, 163, 164. And then 8s, raise your hand. Okay? You have the rest, right? 165, 166, 167, 168. You have 9 days to read 4 pages. You can do it. Okay? Included in the assignment that I'm giving you is finding the good arguments, but also finding specific examples that might be used within the pages themselves. Okie dokie.
Do we have kids do it all this week?
I'm not even making the keys available. No, you've got enough on your plate. You've got a final to work on. Most of you have an essay to still work on, which I will quickly give. There should be time in class to work, but I just want to give you this so you can focus on the final, your paper, and finishing up your Unit 3 stuff. Okay, one more handout for you. This is simply a written summary of everything I've been talking about. The one you really only need to be concerned about is part 1, which is basically telling you to read these articles and come up with a 2-paragraph thingy for each.
You're so funny, Potter.
You're so fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I did not know that color paper was in the
Was that funny?
I'm just thinking of his reaction when paper came out this color.
One comes out and he's like, oh no. I'm going back.
Oh my god.
Hudson has a person who it's their job to print out all the papers for every class. They have 6 printers.
Hey, I'm almost done talking.
2 laminators and 1 poster.
The only thing I want you to concern yourself with, unless you are the type of person that can handle being given a large responsibility, then fine, work ahead. But if you don't want to, then don't. Just concern yourself with part 1, the historiography part. What do other historians have to say about the Spanish-American War? So there's 2, Lefebvre and Hofstadter. Each of you will be responsible for one of these historical perspectives, ultimately to read it is what I mean, except for you like 3s. You've got a little of one, a little of the other, sorry. Your responsibility is to summarize the article, showing that you understand the historian's perspective. So, little letter I, read your article, determine why the historian believes the U.S. fought the Spanish-American War. What was the more important reason? We will be focusing on imperial and economic arguments. So you are finding quotes in which the historian supports or rejects the imperial and or economic reasons. Ultimately, you are writing a 2-paragraph paper on your one historian, and a week later, you'll write a 2-paragraph paper on the other historian. So all of you are writing a little 2-paragraph paper on both historians.
If you're threes, can you just write?
You're all writing a 2-paragraph paper on Lefebvre, and then a week later, all of you are writing a 2-paragraph paper on Hofstadter. Don't get confused. Just find your good arguments from your 4 pages that you've all been assigned. That's all you need. Let's worry about the rest later. Okay? Unless you're a real go-getter. Okay. Any questions? We'll worry about the rest of the stuff later. Okay. So those of you who still have Blue Book essays, I have them. Those of you who need to start Blue Book essays, I have them. You can work on your final if you want. You can start working on this if you want. The rest of the hour, half hour, is all yours.
That's funny.